Welcome to part 3. So when I had started doing the second time I started doing the technique that I've been calling it, it was this little teeny book that I got in the mail, and it told me to do just what I just told you. Just write it down, read it, read what you have often, and listen to what you have often. In other words, put it on audio, use your phone, make a recording of yourself listening to it. A recording of what you wrote, and then listen to yourself talking about, verbalizing the verbal version of what you wrote on your paper, right? Now, at some point, you're going to have 7 pages filled up with stuff. Now, here's the thing about it, is that the very second you start doing what I just told you, writing down every person you want, every place you want to go, every idea you want to learn, everything you want to own or rent or buy or use or borrow, whatever. The very second you do that, it's going to redirect you. You are going to become more centered into the general direction of everything that you want. And when I started doing that, I remember the day when I first started doing that exercise. I was in Astoria, and then I went to the roller skating rink as usual. And I don't know, I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. And I was on my way in that direction. And nothing that I wrote down, nothing that I got I ever wrote down, and nothing I wrote down I ever got. Right? In other words, I never wrote down that I want to get control of $116,000. I never wrote down I wanted to get control of $3,400, right? But what happened was, because I was oriented into the direction of all the things that I want, it vibrated the universe. I don't know what happened, but I became oriented. I started doing all the practical stuff to make me a better person. Because I guess I was preparing for all the things that I wrote. I said, okay, so I'm not goal setting in the direction of these things, because for one thing, I don't believe that these things exist. So how are you going to goal set towards something that you don't believe exists? Or for you, anyway. But nonetheless, I started applying myself in the direction of all the things I wrote on the list, right? The technique itself leads to the common sense variables that one will do that will make them more qualified to get what they want. So when you start doing this technique, the oversimplified version I'm giving you, you're going to start becoming more centered. You're going to become more self-centered, more spirit-centered. And all that stuff that's about you is going to make you a more directed person. You're going to be directed into the position where you're supposed to be. You're going to be directed into your purpose. I don't care if you're a Christian, whatever it is that you are, as you start to orientate yourself to your purpose, whatever it is that you're trying to get done, right? We're not talking about somebody else's purpose, right? Once you get that orientation, and you're gonna naturally start doing. Let's just say, for instance, let me just give you an example. Let's say you wrote on your list that you want to lose 20 pounds or gain 20 pounds of muscle. I'm just saying, use that as an example, because it's your list. I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle. I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, remember, it's not a goal-setting list. So naturally, the next time you eat something or drink something, you're going to say, wait a minute. Back in my mind, I set an intention, that's a word for it, an intention, to lose or gain 20 pounds. Or let's just say you wrote on your situation that I want to close 5 people, right? That's something that salespeople want to do. You just wrote it down, want to close 5 people. One of the directions. Well, next time you're in a supermarket right? You're gonna say, well, what does it take to close 5 people?